AITA for canceling my daughter's sweet 16 after she humiliated me in front of my ex and his wife. I, 39F, have a daughter, 15F, from my previous marriage. I've been married once before to my ex-husband, 41M, and we divorced when my daughter was just 5 years old. The reason for our divorce? He cheated on me with the woman who is now his wife. So yeah, it was messy. It was also heartbreaking, especially since I had given him everything. I thought we had a good marriage, but turned out I was wrong. After the divorce, I raised our daughter on my own for the most part. My ex didn't want the responsibility of day-to-day parenting, and he certainly wasn't interested in being a hands-on dad. But he was there, sort of. He'd see our daughter maybe once a month or so. And when he did, it was always like a Disneyland dad situation. No rules, no discipline, just gifts, treats, and fun. It was like he was trying to make up for not being there most of the time by spoiling her whenever he showed up. But I didn't really mind that much. What hurt more was the fact that he moved on with his affair partner. Now his wife, 38F, is in the picture, and they've been married for several years. But I've always tried to keep things civil for the sake of our daughter. It hasn't been easy, and we certainly don't hang out or chat, but I've always put on a brave face when we have to interact for our daughter's sake. For the most part, I've been the primary parent, and I've handled almost everything. Doctor's appointments, school meetings, the day-to-day care of our daughter, everything. I didn't mind doing all of this, honestly. I didn't expect help from my ex. He made it clear that he was the fun parent, and I was the one who dealt with all the tough stuff. It wasn't ideal, but I did it out of love for my daughter. I've never held it against her. She was always the priority for me. Now, my daughter is turning 16 soon. I know that sweet 16s are a big deal in many families, and I wanted to make it special for her. I wanted her to have a huge celebration, a day she would remember for the rest of her life. She had been talking about her party for months, so I figured this was my chance to really go all out for her. I planned everything: venue, caterers, a DJ, photographers, the whole thing. I even ordered her dream dress. It was going to be thousands of dollars, but I didn't care. This was my daughter's big day, and I want to make it perfect for her. She was excited about it, and I was excited about it too. We were planning everything together, and she was thrilled about the idea of a big celebration. It was all she had been talking about for months. My ex wasn't really involved in any of the planning, which was fine by me. He didn't ask if he could help or offer any financial support. I didn't expect him to. This was my show to run, and I was doing it for her. Then came brunch. A few days ago, my ex invited us over for a brunch at his house. His wife was hosting, and it was supposed to be a casual get-together. My daughter asked me if I could come, and while I didn't really want to go, because it's never exactly a comfortable situation being around my ex and his wife, I agreed. For her sake, I decided to suck it up and attend. I thought it would be a chance to show her daughter that we could still be in the same space together, even if it wasn't always easy. When I got there, I greeted everyone politely. I didn't engage too much with my ex or his wife, but I stayed in the background, allowing my daughter to enjoy herself. We all ate and chatted, and it seemed like a pretty normal afternoon until things took a very unexpected turn. At one point during the brunch, someone, I think it was one of my ex's relatives, made a comment about how much my daughter looked like her dad. And to my shock, my daughter replied with, "Yeah, guess I got lucky." Especially since she's not even my real mom. She then pointed at me and laughed. I felt like the room had just gone silent. I froze. I looked around at everyone else, my ex, his wife, her grandparents, and they were all laughing. Laughing. My daughter was laughing too, like it was the funniest thing she had ever said. It was as if I was just some joke, just some side character in their little story. Everyone else laughed along with her, but I couldn't laugh. I was in shock. My mind was spinning. I just sat there, frozen, unable to speak. I wanted to get up and leave. I wanted to walk out right then and there, but I knew that wouldn't help anything. So I just stayed quiet and told myself to breathe. I couldn't process what had just happened. When the brunch ended, I told my daughter we needed to talk when we got home. I was livid, but I didn't want to blow up in front of everyone. I just kept my cool, and once we were in the car, I said, "We'll talk when we get home." When we got home, I sat her down and asked her what the hell that was about. I kept my voice calm because I didn't want to escalate things, but I wanted her to understand how hurtful that comment was. I asked her, "Why would you say something like that? Do you really think that's funny?" I explained that it wasn't a joke to me. It felt like a slap in the face. I had been the one who raised her, who took care of her, who made sure she had everything she needed. I had been there for her through thick and thin. And here she was disrespecting me in front of people who had already made my life difficult for years. She looked at me like I was overreacting. She said it was just a joke. She said I needed to lighten up and that it wasn't a big deal. She even said, "Come on, Mom. It was just funny. Don't make it such a big deal. But it was a big deal to me. It wasn't just about the comment. It was about the disrespect I had been dealing with from my ex, his wife, and now my daughter. I didn't think she truly understood how deeply it hurt. I felt like I was being humiliated in front of people who had always treated me poorly, and now my daughter was part of that. I was done holding back. I said, cool, then I guess you don't need me to throw you a party, since I'm not really your mom anyway. I watched her face change when she realized I wasn't joking. She thought I was bluffing, but I wasn't. I wasn't going to reward that kind of behavior. Not anymore. I picked up the phone, called the venue, and canceled the booking. I canceled everything. The DJ, the caterer, the photographer, the dress. I even told her, you can ask your real parents for a party. I'm not your real mom anyway, right? She was stunned. She couldn't believe it. She thought I was bluffing, but I wasn't. I meant every word. When my ex found out what I had done, he called me. He was furious. He told me I was being bitter and spiteful. He said I was punishing her for a stupid joke. He couldn't believe I would do something like this over something so small. Then, his wife DM'd me on social media. She told me I was emotionally punishing my daughter and that I needed to stop being so dramatic. She even said I should move on and stop holding on to old grudges. I didn't expect support from them, but it still stung. I've been doing this parenting thing on my own for so long, and now, at the most important moment, I felt betrayed by my daughter too. My sister called me and said I was overreacting. She told me that grounding her would have been better. She said I shouldn't have canceled the party, but I don't think she understands. It wasn't just about the party. It was about the principle. My daughter disrespected me, and I wasn't going to let that slide. Now, everyone is telling me I went too far. But I'm wondering, did I? Was I right to cancel everything, or did I overreact? I don't think I did, but I'm questioning myself now. AITA for canceling my daughter's Sweet 16 because of this?